What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Chris, man. I am here at the Work Hard, Play Harder podcast. It is Wednesday, August 20th, 2025. My name is Chris Drummond. I am a freelance sports reporter based out of upstate New York here and proprietor of this podcast, Work Hard, Play Harder, where I bring individuals on to talk about their why and get to know them outside of their occupation. I got a very special guest that's coming on with me today, as she is the host of the WT Rundown, WT me in West Texas, all things sports on West Texas A&M University. She's a former college volleyball player at the same university, and she now also is a sports reporter slash intern at KAMR for local channel for the news. I want to introduce you guys to Corrin Davis, and she will be talking about her why of getting into journalism, but also her why of doing sports. And we're going to ask her some get to know you questions. So, Corinne, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, Chris. I appreciate you having me. I'm so excited for our convo today.
Absolutely. I'm excited too. And listen, my first question to you is the same question as it always is to everybody that's on here. And that is, what is your why? Why do you do what you do? Did you have any role models, any inspirations, maybe growing up in Texas? But ultimately, what is your why for getting into sports journalism?
Yeah, well, if you had asked me at 18 years old, it was because I love sports. I love LSU football. I grew
Mm,
up in a sport-oriented family, and Saturdays in the fall were always the biggest days of the week because
absolutely.
we would wake up and have college game day on the TV. We would
Mhm,
have the game day spread of food, and then LSU
mhm,
usually had that 6 o'clock, 6:30 kickoff time. So my
mhm.
family and I would sit around the TV and watch LSU play. It brought us a lot of joy when we won and when we
That's
beat
true.
Alabama.
That's true. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm with you on that.
I know you never can complain about LSU beating Alabama.
Hell
So initially, that was what sparked my interest in it. But if you ask me now, I've been doing this for a few years now as an intern and then as an actual sports reporter. It's the people. I mean, I've had the privilege of getting to tell some of the most inspiring stories that you're kind of going, oh my gosh, how did they overcome that? And they're here and they're positive. And, it really makes you reflect as a person and humbles you as a person of like,
no.
wow, they've been through so much. I got to tell one of a kid who was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis during season last year.
Mm,
And he came back like a week or so later and played. And
mm.
yeah, so you have those stories, you meet so many wonderful people, and I don't know what I would do without that. The connection, the relationship building is the biggest piece of this industry. I'm a huge believer in that.
Sure.
And I've met some of the greatest souls that I never would have been able to meet if I hadn't have done this job. So initially it was sports, and it still is to a certain extent, but it's always been the people.
I love that answer. Great start to our conversation. No doubt, Corinne. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to be a sports reporter too. Obviously, sports as well, but being able to talk to people, being able to do something different every single day. Sports is unknown. You never know what you're covering. You never know what stories can generate from that. You never know what people you're going to run into that can have an impact in your life. And that's what journalism comes in, and that's why we love doing what we do, even though is difficult, and even though it's crazy hours because the sports are nights and weekends, but we
You
still
can say
love
that
doing it,
again.
right? Tell me about it. But we love doing what we do, and that's amazing. So I love that first answer.
Yeah.
You now, are you a graduate of West Texas A&M University?
Yes, so I graduated last May. So
Lastly.
now I'm
Okay,
just I'm just working, thank goodness. I don't ever
got you.
want to do a homework assignment again.
Yeah, tell
So
me about it. I know that's right. I graduated just a few years earlier at Kennesaw State University, and I just got my master's actually. Um, so yeah, definitely no more schooling for me. I'm done with the master's program, so we're good
right.
with it.
Well, congratulations to you.
Thank you. I
You're
appreciate that,
welcome.
Corinne. My question to you was though, were there any other schools that could have persuaded you from going to West Texas A&M University? I know, like I said, you play volleyball there, so maybe you got a scholarship to play there or whatnot. But were there
Yeah.
any other schools that you were considering?
Initially as a junior, I wasn't sure if I even wanted to play volleyball in college. It was one of
Mm-hmm.
those things where it was part of the conversation, but I was never fully certain of was that
Sure,
the path I want to take.
sure.
And it was kind of a fluke deal. I was at club practice and this girl who was doing the recruiting stuff invited who was my coach at the time at West Texas A&M University that I was there. She came to
Mm-hmm.
practice and watched, and she emailed me a week or so later. And
Mm-hmm.
my mom actually went to West Texas A&M University too. Most of my
Okay.
family did, but she played basketball there, and so
Mm.
of course, she was pretty excited about it. We went on the recruiting visit, and it was such a family focused program. And I felt like I'd known them my whole life. And on top of that,
Mm.
they have a really great broadcasting program at WT. So I processed it and thought, okay, maybe I do want to play college volleyball. There is a school a couple hours away, Lubbock Christian University.
Yeah.
I was also talking to them a little bit, but I wanted to be close to home. If I was going to play college volleyball, I needed that support system around me.
Mm-hmm.
And, I knew a lot of people within that community anyways, growing up around it. My mom going there and playing there. And so it just made sense, it gave me a lot of peace to ultimately decide that was the next step in my journey. And so, yeah, I mean, if you had asked me at like 17, 18 that I would still be in my hometown, I would have laughed because I wanted to get on the first flight out when I graduated high school.
Well,
I was
yeah.
like, I
Oh,
want
yeah.
to
That's
leave.
most people. That is
Right, right.
definitely most people. You kind of want to, be a little more independent, see something
Yes.
different because you grown up there. But to ask you that question, how special is it for you to be in your hometown and working your hometown state as a sports reporter? How special is that when people know you and people see you on TV and stop you on the street and stuff like that? That got to be special to you, right?
Oh my gosh, so special. I
Hmm.
actually appreciate my hometown even more because it's not only the place that I grew up in, went to school, graduated high school, but I graduated college and I started the foundation of my career here.
Hmm.
And being somebody who went to high school in the Texas Panhandle, I lived out Friday Night Lights as a student. And so now getting to live it out as a sports reporter, you almost see a different side of it. But it's still the same feeling. I mean, that rush of adrenaline when the teams come out on the field. And I mean, I'm sure you've seen the TV show Friday Night Lights. It's a lot like
Absolutely.
that, to be honest. It was very
Absolutely. Yeah.
nostalgic going back and watching that show after living it. But it just makes it, like you said, so much more special. And I do just appreciate where I came from. No doubt about it.
I love that. I love that. Now, this bonus question came up in my mind before I get to the next question that I had, and that is, what made you, or what was how hard was the decision to stop playing volleyball? Because I noticed that you played, I think, freshman, sophomore year, if I'm not
Yes.
mistaken, but you did not play your last 2 years. What went into the decision to say, you know what, I'm going to just focus on sports reporting or my communication, my degree, and stop playing?
Yeah, I got an internship opportunity to work for Press Pass Sports. That was my first real sports reporting gig. I was their Game of the Week girl. And my mentor, even now, Kale Steed, who is the owner and founder of Press Pass Sports.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he reached out to me and is like, I've known him for a little while, but he was like, I would like you to come on as an intern. And volleyball, it was hard because you devote so much of your life to something, and then one day you
Right.
wake up and you're not going to practice anymore, and you're
Right.
not, with the team, and you're not, going to all the activities that you do with your team. Um, and I grew up a little bit more because I just worked. I started working in the industry that I wanted to. So yeah, it was difficult from that regard, like the lifestyle change, but I did feel a lot of peace with it because I knew volleyball was a means to an end. I wasn't going to go pro. There are a couple girls who do go pro from WT. I'm pretty sure there's one right now. I don't know if she's overseas at the moment, but she has gone and played. For me, I've always known what I wanted to do. So it was a matter of how are we going to make that happen.
Right.
Yeah, it was hard from the lifestyle change. I never found my identity in my sport, so I'm really grateful. That's a whole other conversation because it can be difficult to separate who you are and what you do.
Absolutely.
But yeah, that was I was at peace with that decision
Mhm.
of pursuing my career. But it was a full 360 moment because I actually ended up covering them. I jumped on their broadcast, the Lone Star Conference Digital Network, with Lucas Kinsey, and we did the volleyball broadcast together, and we still do it. We're actually gearing up for another season of that. So
Oh,
I got to cover my friends and the team that I had been on, and so that brought me so much gratification, and I'm so grateful for that opportunity.
yep, that was gonna be my follow-up question. You beat me to it. I was gonna ask you, what is your expectations for WT's volleyball team this year?
Well, let me tell you, I was out at their practice just yesterday,
Mhm.
and they are incredible. The energy in that gym was unmatched. So they've had three coaches in the last three seasons, kind of a
Wow.
whirlwind for a program.
Yes, it is.
And they lost some staple seniors last year to graduation. And so there are a few girls who have been in that program with three different coaches. And they are rocking it. There's so much size, there's so much depth. I think they're going to be really, really, really great in the back row defensively. And I asked them, every team's goal is to win a national championship. And they've done it in recent memory, a couple years ago. But it was different. Their answers were different. They were more confident. They were very sure of, oh yeah, we're winning a national championship. And last season, I didn't maybe see that as much. But
Mhm.
this new coach is really, he wants to keep that tradition alive and going, but he also wants to add his own flair to it. And he's also a championship coach in the NJCAA. He's like a three-time NJCAA national champion. So he knows he has that championship resume and the caliber and knows what it takes to compete at the high level that WT always has. And so it got me really hyped up to be back in a competitive volleyball gym again.
Okay. No, I love that. I love that. Now, obviously, me doing my background research, I'm going to guesstimate that with you playing volleyball, your position was probably either middle or outside hitter with the size that's the size you are, because, you're 5'10". So if
Yeah.
you're 5'10", almost 6 feet, I'm thinking in my mind, covering volleyball for sports, you definitely want to be somebody that gets kills and blocks quite a bit.
Absolutely. You're spot on with that. I did play middle growing up, and I in college was more of a pin hitter, which I was outside and right side. So they kind of switched me depending on the day. But yeah, you want your tall girls up front, that's for sure, especially at the Div 1, Div 2 level. You want to be able to put up a good block and have a threatening attack up there at the net.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't want to take a kill from you. That's just no way I'm gonna do that. I do not want to do that. That's for sure.
Oh, I'm washed up now. I think you'd be fine.
Well, my volleyball skills are like mid, very, very mid for sure. Other sports I could probably get down with
Okay.
basketball, bowling, even
Okay.
badminton like that. But volleyball, oh yeah, volleyball. When you hit that ball gonna go shoom right past me. It's gonna hit the ground. If I don't have a libero by me, it's it's over for me for sure.
Right. Even as a former volleyball player, you do hope and pray that it doesn't hit you in your face when you're in the back row. Like that's pretty normal. That's
So, yes,
so.
indeed. You are right about that, Corinne. You are right. Now, I want to get to some favorite questions. You just give me the 411 off the rip based upon these favorite questions. Okay, so here we
Okay.
go. Let's rock out. Favorite meal you like to cook?
Oh my gosh, well, I'm not very good at cooking. I don't know if you want me in the kitchen.
Good.
Um,
Okay. Well, what about what about your DoorDash? Are you a
Jordan.
DoorDasher?
Yeah, I could get behind some DoorDash.
Okay.
I've always been like an Italian food girl. I love the fettuccine and the spaghetti and those kinds of things. I will say I've made spaghetti squash before and just eaten it like it's spaghetti, and it's really good.
Okay. Well, you definitely
Yeah.
got to send to me because I love me some Italian food. Now, if
Yeah.
Italian food is good, I'm huge into Mexican food too.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Matter of fact, I've been to the city of Amarillo, Texas, and I remember one time I went there and their restaurants, it was very weird because I remember this experience. Their restaurants, they bring your stuff out in skillets.
Like the
Uh,
fajitas?
yeah, like
Yeah.
they'll bring it out in a full blown skillet, and it's like I've never seen that before. Like I'm used to plates, I'm
Yeah.
used to stuff like that, but they actually bring it out in a skillet for you, and it's like, wow, that's different. I remember that being in Texas and Amarillo, for real, for sure. That's what I remember. But
They make it an event, you know? Fajitas are one of the best items on the menu. They make it an event, let everyone know, hey, she's ordering fajitas, he's ordering fajitas.
right,
Time to
right.
party.
It was nice. It was good too. It was some good food. Y'all got some good food down there.
Well, thank you.
Favorite? No question. No question. Favorite concert you've ever attended?
Oh my gosh. I think you know the answer to this question, maybe.
I'm thinking I know the answer to it. Yes. I'm gonna say, are
Taylor
you a Swiftie?
Swift.
Are you a Swiftie?
I'm a Swiftie. Die hard Swiftie through and through. Yes.
Okay.
So I went to
Yeah.
the Eras tour in
Hmm.
October, and we went night two, or we planned to go to night two, and my
Okay.
cousins, they last minute on Friday, which was night one, texted us and said, "Hey, we have extra tickets to the show. Do you want to go with us?" And my mom and I look at each other. We were like, "Are you kidding? Yes, we would love to go." So we ended up going night one and night two, and we say to this day it's one of our most favorite memories ever. The production was incredible. I didn't have a voice for the next 3 days, and I did have to jump on broadcasts and anchor and do all the things the rest of the week, but I didn't even care. I was like, I will lose my voice any day for Taylor Swift.
I got you. Now, are you one of those that knows every words to her songs to almost every album? Are you one of those type?
Guilty as charged.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let me ask you, where did you see her at? What did she come to Dallas? Did she come to Houston or did she what city did she come to that you went and saw the show at?
New Orleans. So my
Ah,
dad's from New Orleans, or not
okay.
from New Orleans. He's from Louisiana. We have family all around there. And so when she had announced that she was coming back to the US and New Orleans was one of the stops she was going to make, I mean, it was no question. We were
Yeah.
we were going for sure. It was just a matter of how are we going to get there? What are the plans? But this is kind of a sidetrack note. One of my favorite memories going to the Eras tour in the Superdome. I also went to the national title game in 2019 between LSU and Clemson in the Superdome, and that's one of my other most favorite memories. So, two
Hmm.
of like uh, two massive events that I will never forget that happened in that stadium.
Absolutely. That Joe Burrow led team was epic. Epic LSU team. No one was beating that LSU team that year. That's for sure.
Yep.
Not a single soul. Not with all those players on that team for
Yep.
sure. I remember that game. I remember watching that game. Because I think I had went to the Chick-fil-A. I was in Atlanta at the time, and I went to the Chick-fil-A Peach. I think they might have been the semifinals. It might have been the
Mhm.
semifinals for the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl in the Georgia Dome. So
Yeah.
I totally understand that. My favorite concert would be The Weekend. Uh,
Oh,
yeah,
just recently.
yeah. Well, I didn't. I missed them I was in Minneapolis before I moved here to New York, doing sports stuff out there. But I missed him in Minneapolis. But I saw him two other times, which was in Atlanta, and I saw him in Chicago.
Okay.
The Starboy album is one of my favorite albums, of just top five. Period. Now,
Yeah.
I'm not a Swiftie. However, her 1989 album is really good. Um, Probably one of my favorites, for sure, of hers. Because I'm a huge Wildest Dreams. Whenever that song comes
Ooh,
on, I like
okay.
Wildest Dreams. I do. And Bad Blood by her and Kendrick.
Of course.
Um, but the of the new stuff, I would say, definitely, Fortnite with her and Post.
That's a
Her
good
and Post.
one.
That's a very good one. So yeah, I'm a huge fan of hers. No question. I wouldn't say I'm a Swiftie, but she does make some good music for sure.
Well, I know Swifty Nation and myself included appreciate the shout out. And Wildest Dreams too. To be honest, on that album, I feel like it's a hidden treasure because of all the other massive pop songs that she has on that album.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely. But yeah, I remember doing security for her. I used to do event security in Atlanta. She came to Atlanta, Georgia, and I did event security. That's the only way I got in to see Taylor Swift because those ticket prices is not as crazy as it was then. But that 1989 album was something that I remember because every song seemed like it was just a great song. Just a
oh yeah.
really good song, upbeat, catchy. But when the Wildest Dreams came on, the whole crowd went crazy for that, and it should have because it's a great song. So I like that song.
Yeah, it's
Um,
just surreal atmosphere for sure.
absolutely, Corinne, absolutely. Favorite place you've ever traveled to?
Man, honestly, I would have to say New York.
Okay,
I've I've been to New York before. It's been 10 years, but I've always wanted to go back. A lot of people don't like the hustle and bustle. I enjoy it. I love, yeah, it's there's so much to see, there's so much to do. I've never been during Christmas time, so I need to check that off of my bucket list at some point. My parents
yeah,
have been, I'm still very jealous about that. But yes, I would love to go to New York again. That's one of my most favorite places I've been.
absolutely. Love. Obviously, I'm here now. I'm in upstate New York, but I do love New York City as well. Very, very beautiful. I would say one of my favorite places is the place that you just talked about, New Orleans.
Yeah.
Definitely love going there. Went there for the first time, covered the Super Bowl this past February. So that was amazing to
Yeah,
do.
I was about to ask, how was that experience?
I mean, one of the best experiences I've ever experienced in my life. And I'm not even trying to, like blow it out of the water or, just kind of like, overstate that. Um, it really was like the opening night, the rest of the week, the press conferences, getting to interview Kendrick Lamar, getting to interview some of the players, getting to see some of the other performance people. Sorry, that was going to be there. The media party on Tuesday that they had for us. They had all types of vendors there where you was eating Cajun chicken, jambalaya, alligator, gumbo. Um, the opening night to me was one of my favorites. When they opened it and you saw that credential with my name on it, you got a chance to talk to Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelsey and Jalen Hurts. But then you also saw some media people that
Yeah.
you really admire too, that
Yeah.
you're on the same field. And you saw how the process is. Like it's crazy, Corinne. When you see it on TV, it's one thing. But there was like 6,000 people. They only give us a little small spot. So one team comes out for an hour. Then the next team comes out for an hour. You see they have booths, right? They have booths where the players sit. Well, they only have like 10 or 12 booths. So it's only like six on one side and six on the other side. So the other 40 some odd players are walking in between where we're walking. So you're
Wow.
actually getting a chance to talk to them because they're walking around us. They
Hmm.
only fit the star players and the coaches on those booths. But the other players got to walk around for the hour and do that. So it was crazy, and I'm really hoping and praying I can get to Santa Clara next year for the Super Bowl to be able to do that.
Yeah, that's a again another unreal experience. I mean, not
Mhm.
very many people get to do, and so I'm happy for you. That's awesome.
Absolutely. I'm hoping you get to experience that sometime too. I'm hoping that is, and I do got a bucket list question later on in the conversation for you to think about your top four events that you would like to do in your career.
Yeah.
Um, but next on the favorites, on the favorite places. I would say mine is definitely New Orleans. But this next question has to do with sports. Okay.
Okay.
Favorite sport you like to watch on TV? Favorite sport you like to attend in person? Now, they could be the same sport.
It would have to be football. No doubt about it. Football is my favorite all across the board. Volleyball is a close second, but football's always been where my heart's at.
You know, LSU got a big time game opening weekend versus this Tigers versus Tigers.
They
Clemson.
do,
Yeah,
and
big
there's a
time game.
feud about whose Death Valley is the real Death Valley,
Mhm.
and that's only making the tension even stronger. So we're
It
gonna
is.
settle it.
It is. And listen, mind you, Clemson's number 4, LSU is number 9.
Yeah.
To me, and you can let me know or disagree or agree with me. I think Brian Kelly is on the hot seat, in my opinion, because that LSU team, he had some decent teams, but he's also had some bad losses as well. I
Right.
don't think that they can come out versus Clemson and get blowed out. They're gonna have to make that a competitive game up there in Clemson in Death Valley. What do you think? Do you think that his seat is hot?
I do think his seat is hot. I think this season will be very telling. They have some
Mhm.
talented guys coming back.
Mhm.
And if they aren't able to produce and perform, I think we may be saying goodbye to
Mm,
Brian Kelly.
I like that. Now, are you going to any LSU games this year?
Yes, I am. And it will be my first SEC game to cover. So I'm so excited. They will actually be going to Norman to play OU in week 12. And I'll be on the sidelines at that game.
Okay. Well, I would definitely have to look out for you, Corinne. That's for certain.
Yes.
That's for certain. I love that. That's awesome. I'm doing Syracuse University football up here, so
Oh,
definitely be
cool.
over. Yeah, so absolutely. So we'll definitely have to keep in touch for sure. And check on each other. I love that.
Yeah.
I would say football and basketball are my two. Football to watch, basketball to be in person. That's my favorite sport, but football is a close second for sure. No question about
Mhm.
that. Last of the favorites. Favorite place that you like to eat out at? I'm a huge foodie.
Oh my goodness. Um, I won't be much help because I can't remember the name of this place, but it was in New Orleans.
Mhm.
Um, it's stumping me the name of it, but they have the best oysters. And I'm not an oyster girl, but the way that they make them, they put like garlic and butter and bacon and all kinds of spices. It's incredible. Every time we're there, we stop in and we get 10 things of oysters. Not even joking, no exaggeration. And I can't think of the name of it. And it's
I
it's in,
promise
it's in like
you,
the heart of New Orleans.
it's gonna come to you right after you get off here.
It will.
That's what it normally does. It normally happens
And
like
then
that.
I'll have to reach out to you and be like, "Oh, I remember the name."
Absolutely, please do. I'm not a huge oyster person, but at the same time, I'm willing to try different things. I think we got a friend in the
I
background, so
do. I'm so sorry. My dog she's very talkative. I'm so sorry.
that's okay. I'm a dog lover, so it's
Yeah.
okay. It's awesome. That's awesome. I would say that my favorite place to eat out at, especially well, I would say here, in New York.
There's a
Mm,
lot of options in New York.
it is. It is. I like Red Robin though. Red Robin is one
Okay.
of my favorite places.
Okay.
I'm a huge Red Robin person. Obviously when I come down there into Texas where you're at, I'm gonna have to say hello to you for sure. There's no question about
Yes.
it. I need out for you for
Absolutely.
sure. We'll have to grab something to eat for sure.
Yeah.
Um, I want to talk to you now about your day-to-day
Yeah.
operations. As you know, as a sports reporter, our days are never the same. We're always doing something different, covering something different. There's different games going on, different outcomes going on. Even when we do our human interest story pieces, we're talking to different people, doing different things. I want to know your day-to-day process of how many stories do you have to crank out a day? What times of the day do you normally work? Typically, as sports reporters, as I know, you work kind of a night-size shift in the afternoon till late at night because sports are evenings and weekends. And I would love to know, what do you do on a day-to-day basis? Because you not only work for the local channel, but you also do work with your alum as well.
Yes. Yeah, it is different every single day based on what the assignment is, what the project is. If I
Mhm.
am doing a human interest story, it depends on when they're having practice. And so if it's early in the morning, then there's that understanding that, hey, you may be working all day, and that's fine. I'm somebody who devotes a lot of time to my career, and there is that understanding that the formula for every day is not going to look the same. Like the
Right,
life work balance isn't always going to be the same.
right.
Um, During football season, it we usually start in the afternoon and work into the early hours of the morning because we have our football show on Friday nights, and then usually I'm waking up very early the next day on Saturday and I'm preparing to call a volleyball match. And I try to do a lot of pre-study, pre-research, pre-prep so that when I get to that point, I'm not scrambling, going, what am I talking about? What am I doing? And sometimes that's, if I know I'm going to be working just at night, I do spend some time in the morning reading over who I'm interviewing, figuring out what my questions are going to be, what my
Right.
storylines are, the kind of story I want to tell, because there are different angles that you can go with certain stories. But when you have days where it's just you're going to cover a game, usually it's at night, and so you don't have to worry about that as much. But I'm somebody who, if I didn't have the people around me in my corner to tell me, hey, take a break, I
Hmm.
probably would just do it 24/7 because I
Sure.
love it so much.
Sure. Absolutely. I'm totally with you on that, right? We gotta kind of police ourselves, or have people police us a little bit, to be like, okay,
Mhm.
listen, take a break, do something a little different. But you don't I was always told that it's not really work if it's something that you really love to do. You don't really call it work. So I was always told that, in that mindset. But you brought up a great point that I want to kind of reiterate, and that is the work-life balance and mental health. It's a great segue to this next question. A lot of reporters been in this for about 8 years, Corinne, and that's I've seen a lot of reporters step away because their mental health has been affected. I've seen a lot of reporters step away because of the work-life balance. Uh, I don't think you can ever get it 100%. I don't think you ever will. But you just have to deal with it as best as you possibly can. I would like to know, how do you deal with your mental health and keep your mental health strong, and also still have that work-life balance? Because you seem like a wonderful person to be around. I certainly wouldn't mind being around you, and I think your friends and family would say the same thing. I'm not breaking news here, but tell me, how do you keep your mental health strong and still have that work-life balance? Because you have a lot of things going on, but you also need some Corinne time too.
Yeah, I'm a huge advocate for mental health. So I appreciate you bringing that up because it's such a serious and important topic.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we all go through our slumps. We all have our days and our seasons of trying to crawl out of a hole. The one constant, with the exception of my family and friends, has been my faith, and that
Awesome.
has what has been that carried it's carried me through
Hmm.
everything. And I'm somebody who likes to take control of a situation. I'm like, I've got it figured out. We're fine. I can do this by myself.
Right.
And Jesus is quick to remind me that I need him all the time, every day.
Right.
And so in those days where I'm feeling crazy and chaotic, and where do I start on this assignment, and I've got all of this other stuff to get done. What do I do? What do I do? It's all right, let's take a second, take a breath and ground ourselves. Let's remember what's most important. Let's
Hmm.
remember that at the end of the day, it's all going to be fine. We talk about sports. It's okay. It's
Absolutely.
we're very passionate and intense about our jobs, and that's a great thing. But at the end of the day, it's not the most important thing. And remembering where my value comes from, and it's
Right.
not what people are saying, how many likes I get on something, how great my show was or how great my show wasn't, and where I messed up and what my mistakes are. It's not, my value is not derived from those things. It's derived on who Jesus says I am. And that's been
Amen.
my constant through it all. And that's how I remain so smiley and joyful, and or at least try to be. Some days I'm going, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, no, that's, my faith has been my constant, my family and my friends as well. This industry is crazy, ever evolving, and you're always on the go. And so to be able to have them understand that that's how this is going to be and that's how my life is, and they support me all the while, they're a huge reason why I'm here and why I'm able to do this.
I love it. I love that answer. And it's something important to talk about. I think sometimes, in my opinion, Corinne, people get a misconception of this job. It's a
Mhm.
beautiful job to have. It's a wonderful industry. I really can't see myself doing anything different because I really love sports and I love storytelling with a passion. But the misconception is that sometimes when you see the pretty face like yourself or the handsome guy on TV or anchoring or whatever, well, you guys come on at 5 or 6 or 9 or 10, or you're broadcasting on TV, you must have it made, or it must be glamorous, or you must have this, or you must have that. And they don't know what goes on behind the scenes, right? They don't know a lot of the things that, reporters have to deal with, um, not just in your own life, but in work life situations as well, at work. And that's why I kind of make this podcast, is because people need to know that there's all different kinds of stuff that's going on in workstations and networks and publications that you don't know about, and you won't know about unless you talk to the individual. Um, and I love the fact that you keep God the center of it all. Not a lot of people talk about that. It's not to say that they don't believe in it, but not a lot of people like to advocate about it. And that's really admirable of you to do that, because you know keeping that at the center of the core really kind of strengthens your values and your why. Right? It doesn't let you forget why you do what you do. It doesn't let you forget what's most important. And you know, I just think that's very admirable of you to do. But it's also a great segue to this next question, because it's advice. What advice would you give someone, maybe a freshman, sophomore, senior, or a student like that, that's coming into college, or maybe an intern that's at your station? What kind of advice would you give them to be a broadcast journalist?
Yeah, I would tell them to take advantage of any opportunity you can get your hands on. And if you don't feel like that door is opening, shake that hand, make that phone call, send that email, put yourself out there. And it can be
Okay.
scary, because I know there have been many times where I've, reached out to somebody about a job and I've gone, I don't even know if I'm 100% qualified for this, but I am going to do it because I know that's the next step I want, and that's the next step I want to
Right.
take.
Right.
Also, I think if you take advantage of an opportunity, you never know what avenues will open within that. That was the
Right.
case for me at Press Pass. And mind you, I was still a college student doing all of this.
Hmm.
And when I started working with them doing their game of the week stuff, I was approached by the athletic director at the time, who was at WT, and
Right.
Lucas Kinsey, who I do the volleyball broadcasts with. And that's how I started. I did some WT sideline reporting at football games, volleyball, and then I had that podcast as well. And I wouldn't have ever been able to do it had I not already been working with Press Pass and gotten my name out there and essentially gotten the exposure, right?
Right.
So I encourage everybody, even if it feels scary, even if it feels daunting and you're kind of going, I don't know, you will get some no's. I've gotten no's, and that's okay, because you do
Yeah.
learn through it and there are lessons within it. Um, and it's all about, especially early on, getting the experience, getting the reps, figuring out the kind of reporter you want to be. Because you know this, we have the basic foundations of being ethical, being factual, being
Mhm.
trustworthy, but we all
Sure.
have different personalities. And it's important early on to be able to figure out the kind of person you want to be, the kind of reporter you are, and where your strengths lie and how you want to capitalize on that. And you can't do it until you put yourself out there. So I just encourage everybody, if there is like a game going on, like a high school game, figure out who's covering it. Maybe you can go shadow them. I mean, it can be
Yeah,
as simple as
absolutely.
that. And just learn. Like early on, just learn. And I will forever learn in my career, but you know, your early stages, you don't know anything. So you go into it wide-eyed and okay, what do I do next? What happens here? And so, you know, when you get to the big time stuff, eventually you'll have some background on it.
Absolutely. You said a lot of things in there that's 1000% correct. I love that. I love that advice. I always try to tell students that I substitute teach, because I do that on the side at times. Try everything, because I always get questions of being a journalist and being a sports reporter, especially being freelance now. I just say try everything. You see what you like, see what you don't like, right? Writing, editing, producing,
Mhm.
anchoring, recording, all the stuff, all the roles. Try it. Don't
Yeah.
limit. Be able to do that.
That's a
The
good point because
Yeah, go
I've
ahead.
done a couple of things that maybe I didn't see myself in long term, but it's
Mhm.
always great to just do it. It also
Mhm.
makes you appreciate the people who do it because
Absolutely.
the camera work, the production, show wouldn't happen without production.
Right.
Like simple as that. They are the key component to this thing. And
Hmm.
so when you're there and you produce a show or you're in the booth and you're watching them, you know, the director talking with people, it's all one big system in there that allows us to just step in front of the camera and do our job. So there is a level of appreciation to the things they do.
Absolutely. I love that. And the nose. The nose you said, I absolutely agree on that too, because you're going to get a whole lot more no's than you ever will get yeses
Yeah.
in the industry. You can't let it discourage you. It's a natural feeling to get discouraged, as I tell people, but all you need is one yes, and then you prove yourself behind that. And then the yeses will continue to come as you continue to move up and ascend and get more comfortable, get more better, get more veteran in your field. So I love that advice that you gave, Corinne, for sure. We have reached the portion of my podcast now that we're going to play my interactive game called This or That.
Okay.
It is a game that I like to play with all my guests here on the Work Hard, Play Harder podcast, and it's pretty simple. I would love to ask you a series of questions, and you're going to choose this or that. So, Corinne, are you ready?
Yes, let's do it.
All right, let's rock with it. Out of these two restaurants, which restaurant would you rather eat at if you had to choose? Popeyes or KFC?
Ooh, let's go Popeyes.
Girl, I'll say you on point like a period. That's what I would say. Okay, we rocking out. I love that. Let's get it popping. Okay. Now, here's the next one. Chicken wings. Which flavor would you rather put on the chicken wing? Barbecue or lemon pepper?
Oh, I'm a barbecue girl. I love my sauces, so it'd
Mm,
have to be
okay.
barbecue.
Okay, I'm with you on that. Now, do
Mhm.
you like them wet or dry?
Yeah, I like them with some sauce on it, for
Okay.
sure.
So you like them a little wet. Okay, here we go. Do you like them bone in or boneless?
Ooh, I can go. Oh, I guess this is this or that. I'll go boneless, but I can do both for sure.
Okay. So you like to get messy a little bit. Mm.
Something like that.
Okay, I'm with listen, that's what's up. Listen, go to work, get a wet wipe, and go to work on some wings. I love me some
Yeah,
honey.
there you go.
So there you go. I love that. Okay. These next four questions have to do with music concerts you rather attend. Okay. So here we go. Which music concert would you rather go to? Kendrick Lamar or Drake?
Drake. I
Okay.
grew up on Drake.
Mm-hmm. I did too. I did too. I'm with you on that. Okay.
Love me some Drake.
Which music concert would you rather go to? Beyonce or Rihanna?
Oh, Rihanna. I am Rihanna through and through. Love
Hmm.
her music. There isn't a skip. There's not a
Okay.
skip.
Okay. I'm with you
Never
on that.
has been.
Never have been. Okay.
Nope.
I'm with you on that. I love that, Corinne. I love that. Which music concert would you rather go to? Usher or Chris Brown?
Let's go Usher. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I
Um,
like that
yeah.
too. Now, I'm gonna change genres on this last one. Last of the music. You're a Texas girl, so I'm thinking maybe country music might be something that you like to listen to from time to time.
For sometimes, yes.
Okay.
I'm a I guess there's like people here there's country music and then there's real country music. And that's like the George Strait and I don't listen to that as much to be honest. I hope nobody gets too upset with me about that. But yeah. I
Okay.
yeah.
We'll see. We'll see about these two artists, which is two
Okay.
artists that I love. Which music concert would you rather go to? Would you rather go see Morgan Wallen or Luke Combs?
I would say Morgan Wallen. Yeah.
Mm,
My mom has seen both of them, but she went to Morgan Wallen not too long ago, and I was really sad I couldn't go.
right.
So I'm still missing that.
Yeah, yeah, he's definitely good. Both of them are solid, but yeah, he
Yes.
puts on a good show for sure.
Yeah,
Okay,
Luke Combs has some great vocals. Great
absolutely,
vocals.
absolutely, no question. Okay, let's go back to sports. Which sport would you rather watch on TV, basketball or hockey?
Whew. I would say I would say hockey.
Okay, with you on that.
I'm starting to get into hockey a little bit more every season. I like the intensity of it, you know? And I
Oh
went
yeah,
to a Dallas Stars game. It was a whole different atmosphere. The fans are
yeah,
super intense. The
they're
music
pretty
is
good.
loud. It's almost
They're
like a
pretty
rock concert.
Absolutely, absolutely. They're gonna be pretty good this year, I believe, too. I believe they made
hmm
the conference finals last year, if I'm not mistaken. I might be a little wrong with that, but I believe they made the conference finals last year. So yes, Dallas Stars are going to be a pretty good team in the NHL, which I'm also going to be covering the Sabres as
Oh,
well up here.
cool.
So, yes,
Awesome.
yeah. So it's going to be big time up here. Sports. Which sport would you rather play, badminton or bowling?
I'm not good at either. I would say bowling. Bowling's a good time.
Yes, you can have some cold beverages, Corinne. You can have a good time with friends. You could definitely
Sure.
fellowship. Do you need the bumpers?
Absolutely. No doubt
Okay.
about it. I
And
think with the
listen,
badminton thing, I'd need to get my hand-eye coordination back in check before I even
well,
tried badminton.
listen. If you can kill a ball in volleyball, I'm sure you can hit a birdie in badminton. I'm sure you
Sure.
can definitely do that. But
I
for the
appreciate the
both,
belief.
yeah, listen, I'm have the utmost confidence in you. Now in bowling, we just gonna keep it a buck. We just gonna have to put you on a separate lane. We'll pull out the slide for you. We'll put the bumpers on, and you just roll the ball down the slide.
There you
I
go.
mean,
Okay.
there you go. There you go. You know what I mean? Listen, you have a lot going on for you. Sports reporting, very driven, very passionate, very beautiful. You can't have it all, Corinne. You can't have it all. We just can't. So
My bowling skills will just never be there. It's okay.
right, right. Listen. Same with me with skating. I can't skate, so I can't do hockey. So no hockey for me. So I'm terrible on ice or land. There's no question about it.
Yeah,
So.
I've always applauded hockey players for the way
Mhm.
that I mean, running up and down a court can be difficult
Mhm.
sometimes. I can't even imagine having to maintain balance. Of course, they're experts at it, but, and then also having to watch a puck
Mhm.
and I don't know. It's very impressive.
Yeah, very
I'm
impressive.
definitely tuning into more hockey this season.
Right. I salute them, no question. Do you like desserts?
I do, of course. Who
Okay.
doesn't?
You'd be surprised, girl. You'd be surprised. I'm gonna name four categories of desserts. You have to choose one of these that you'll never eat again. Okay,
Okay.
so here we go. The first category is grouped together, so it's cake/pies. The second category is going to be candy. The third category is ice cream. The last category is cookies. Which one are you getting rid of?
I'm getting rid of candy, no
Girl,
doubt.
girl, I'll say you on point like a period again. We are in sync. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, let's keep this thing going. What is your favorite ice cream?
I love chocolate. I know that there's like a flavor, I don't know if it has a specific name, but like a peanut butter and chocolate moment.
Okay.
That's usually what I try to go for. Anything chocolate. I do like cookie dough though as
Hmm.
well. They put the little cookie dough chunks in there. I'm a fan of that too.
That is my second favorite ice cream, cookie dough, chocolate chip cookie
Yes.
dough for sure. That's my second favorite. I would say my first favorite is cookies and cream. So I'm a
Oh,
huge
cookies
cookie
and cream's a
and
good
cream.
one. Get those
Absolutely. So,
Oreo chunks in there too.
no
Hmm.
question. I love it. I'm the type of person that buys the French vanilla ice cream and then buy the double stuffed Oreos on the side, take about five of those Oreos and then crunch them up in there and then boom, have it just like that. So that's what I like to do.
Wow,
For
I've
sure.
never heard of it that way. I think you're onto something. I think
Hey,
everybody needs to start doing that.
they do, because it's very good. I'm trying to tell you. Do you like potato chips?
I can do potato chips. I don't eat a whole lot of like junk food all the time, but I can do potato chips
I,
sometimes.
I feel that. Now it's the same format. I'm going to name four brands of potato chips. You have to choose one of these that you'll never eat again. So here we go. The first brand is Ruffles. The next brand is Pringles. The third brand is Lay's. The last brand is Doritos. Which one are you choosing to get rid of?
I'd probably have to say the Doritos.
Wow.
I say
Okay.
that because I'm not a red 40 dye person, and I know there's a lot of red 40 dye in the
Mm-hmm.
Doritos. So,
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, you don't have to choose between the other three, Corinne. But if you are choosing, what is your favorite potato chip?
I would have to say I like the Ruffles. I do like the Ruffles. So
Mm.
if I had to pick, it would be those.
I don't think listen, girl, I think we will be just fine eating wings, chips, a meal. It don't matter. It don't the only thing we can't do is bowl. That's it right now. That's
Hey,
it.
yeah.
That's
I
it.
get
That is
we're winning with that, right?
We are winning. You just said the best chip ever. And you could have said any chip, but you said Ruffles, which is my favorite chip.
Oh
Um,
man.
yes, it's my favorite. Sour, not sour cream and cheddar. Yeah, sour cream and cheddar, but also the barbecue Ruffles as well.
All of
Those are
them.
my
Yeah.
favorites.
So good.
Okay, you did pretty good on this or that. Now, I remember telling you earlier on that I had a question for you as far as your bucket list of
Yes.
top four events. Well, now that is that question. This the top
Okay.
four. I would love to get a bucket list of events or stories that you would like to do in your sports journalism career that you haven't done yet.
Yeah, of course, the Super Bowl.
You'll
No
love
doubt
that.
about it. The
You'll love
national title game, football national title game.
it. Yep.
No question there either. I would love to cover the Olympics. I think that
Hmm.
would be so much fun. I love the swimming events. I love the volleyball events,
Hmm.
of course. Basketball is awesome. So those would be, that's three.
Hmm.
Um, I would like to cover the World Series too. I think that would be cool. That's more of a commitment because that could be like a 7 game deal, but um,
Sure.
I would love to do that. We are huge baseball lovers in my family too. So
Okay. What fans are you? What's your team?
we root for the Astros.
Oh, okay. I like
Yes.
that.
And the Rangers here and there. We sprinkle some Rangers love in there.
Okay, got you. Arlington. I do like their ballpark as well.
Yeah.
I do like the Houston Astros ballpark as well. I like that indoor spot. That's pretty good too.
Nice.
No question. I have a brother out there that lives in Houston, so definitely fond of that. You picked three of my four for sure. You picked three of my four of the same bucket list events, which the three that I will mention that you picked, one is World Series. Hopefully my Padres are in it because I'm a huge Padres fan. That would be great to go to Petco Park and do that. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, that would be amazing to go back there for sure. Because that's where I grew up. I grew up in San Diego, so
Very
uh,
cool.
definitely would love to do that. The next one you picked was Olympics. Obviously, if I grew up in San Diego, we know the Olympics is in Los Angeles, which
Mhm.
that would be amazing. Only a couple hours up the road. I would love to do that in 2028 for sure. That would be amazing. The third one you picked that I agree with is the college football playoff. No question about that. I would love to do that. Slash March Madness, which I think I'll be able to cross off March Madness too, because I love March Madness basketball. But the college football playoff, I think that would be so amazing. Even if to do the championship, if I could somehow make it to Miami this
Yeah.
year, that would be amazing for sure. But my last event would probably be the NBA Finals. Because I'm a huge basketball person, that's also a 7 game type of ordeal.
Yeah.
I would love to be able to cover that. Hopefully, my Lakers will be in there. I know that's a
Oh,
lot,
okay.
but hopefully they'll be up in there. That'd be amazing to cover the finals, though, for sure, no
Yeah.
question.
You bring up the NBA Finals. I went and covered OKC's victory parade.
Really?
Was so cool. And those fans are faithful, they're passionate.
Mm.
I mean, I think they welcomed over 500,000 people to Oklahoma City to celebrate
Mhm.
this event. The first time that they're doing it in OKC. And man, what an environment. Those people were great. It was a joy to be part of.
Well, you better get ready because you might be doing that again because they got a damn good shot to repeat this year. No question about it. Now, the West is going to be
Yes.
tougher this year, no question. But they got a very young team, a very good team. So you just might do that again for sure. They're definitely one of the favorites.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm here for it.
I know that's right. Now, would you ever go cover some games or would you just do the parade?
So we try sometimes, but getting media credentials is hit or miss. It kind of
You ain't lying about
depends.
that.
Yeah, yeah. You kind of submit your stuff and hope and pray. We kind of do that with the Cowboys as well. Like, hope maybe we can get maybe
Oh,
one game even. But I know that my coworker tried a few times and didn't find any luck. But we will definitely be more adamant about trying to get out there
I
this
know
year.
that's right. Okay, I'm with you on that. Now, what is some advice? Because we talked about advice you would give, but what is some advice that someone has gave you that you hold on dearly to?
Um, the one that comes to the top of my head, my mentor, Kel Steed, has told me since day one of working with him is that it's simple, but it's kind of catchy. He says, "Be you," because when you're you, you're great. And maybe in the moment when he said that, I just was like, whatever, it's fine. We hear the "be you" phrase all the time, but how important it is to make sure you know who you are and you stay authentic and true to that in a world, in an industry where things are going a million miles an hour. And yeah, that's been very important to me. And then my dad always says, remember where you came from, and no matter where I go or what I do, it goes back to that appreciation of home, appreciating where I'm from. I'll never forget it, and it will always be near and dear to my heart. No matter where I end up in my career, this place has welcomed me with open arms, and I have built so many incredible relationships that I will carry with me forever. So,
I love that. That's great advice from Kelsey, and
yes.
so obviously your dad as well. Shout out to him for giving you great advice. Um, I want to get you out of here on some rapid fire questions.
Okay.
So the first thing that comes to your mind based upon these questions, you just shout it out with glee. Okay, so let's get ready to rock. Pancakes or waffles?
Waffles.
That's that a girl. I'm with you on that. Chicken or ribs?
Ribs.
Okay. Juice or soda?
Juice.
Okay. Favorite color?
Pink.
Hmm.
I know.
Favorite.
Kind of weird because I didn't like pink growing up. And all of a sudden, I don't know,
Well,
started enjoying it.
hey, listen, pink, female, not so weird. Not so weird at all. Even certain guys like pink or look good in pink,
Yeah,
so hey, no,
there you go.
no, you did. Favorite sandwich?
Mm, I love like a good turkey and cheese. Keep it simple.
That's what I'm talking about. Damn it,
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about. Yes,
yeah.
turkey, chicken, or steak. That's my favorite.
There you go.
Um, Favorite Netflix TV series.
Oh my goodness. I'm trying to think of, oh, Grey's Anatomy, duh. I don't know why
Wow.
I thought for a second.
Don't judge me, but I have not seen one episode of that.
It's okay. It's a long-term commitment because I think it's either the longest or one of the longest running TV shows ever.
Yeah, that
So,
I heard it was 20 plus seasons.
yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry. If I ain't started now, it ain't gonna happen. But that's
Yeah,
okay. That
I
is
don't
all
blame
right.
you.
I'll get the 411 from you, and it's all
Yeah,
good. So we
there we
good
go.
with okay. Favorite alcoholic drink?
I don't really drink all that much.
Mm, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Favorite non-alcoholic drink?
I love anything tea related. Like I love strawberry passion tea. I'm
Mm,
not like a herbal tea kind of girl. Just any flavored tea, like mint tea, those kinds of things.
okay, got you. Favorite board game?
Um, Shoots and Ladders. Growing up, we played
Yeah,
that quite a bit.
yeah,
Or
that's
Candyland.
pretty good games. I
Yeah.
love that. Favorite card game?
Ooh, Uno. Yeah.
Oh
Love me
yeah,
some.
boy, I hit you with that draw four real quick. I tell you, I'm definitely a beast with that. Okay, here we go. If you had a choice to choose three people to go with you on vacation, who would those three people be, and where would you go? Now, Corinne, before you choose, you could choose family, friends, or celebrities.
Okay. I would choose my mom for
Mhm.
sure.
Okay,
My best friend Lizzie,
Lizzie.
and then Taylor Swift.
Wow, that'd be a hell of a girls' trip for
It
sure.
would be
Now, where would you
fun.
go? Where would
We
you
would have a
go?
time. And,
Oh no, where would you go to vacation?
oh, somewhere on a beach. You can never go wrong with a beach. I don't know that there's any particular beach, but just by some sort of soothing body of water. I think that would be
Maybe
cool.
you like Florida, maybe like Destin,
Florida's
Florida.
great. I've actually never been out of the country, but I would love to go to the Bahamas, something
Mm,
like that.
I love that. Okay, now if you had a choice to choose between three artists or three songs to listen to on repeat and never get tired of, who would those three artists or three songs be?
Okay. First one, Taylor Swift, of course. I love Lana Del Rey, so she
Ooh,
would
that's a
be
good
the
one.
next. And
That's a good
then probably either Gracie Abrams or Sabrina Carpenter. It would be a flip-flop between the
one.
two. I don't know that I could
Okay.
pick between both. I love them both, so.
Yeah, that espresso song is something different. That's for sure.
It's catchy.
It is catchy. I was like, I'm not going to end up singing this song or liking this song. And then when the more they play it, it's like, oh, shit. It's starting to catch on with me a little bit. But yeah, so it is what it is. I like that. Okay. If they came to you and they said, Corinne, you do an excellent job, which you do naturally, excellent job of reporting, no question about that. But they said, hey, we don't want you to do sports anymore. We want you to change up your genre. Out of these three choices, which genre would you choose? Travel, entertainment, or news?
Ooh. What's within the travel?
Well, I
I
love
may
the
need some more
caveat.
context.
I love the context and the caveat on that. Well, you'd be like a travel journalist, like going to
Oh,
different places
okay.
and talking about different places like that.
Yeah, I could get behind the travel journalism.
Mhm.
I'm too I, news is too like this, and I like
Mhm.
to be up here and like woohoo, that's why I love sports. And then entertainment is hard because when you're talking about other people's lives, like
Mhm.
people get a little too intrusive with that, and I'm just not one of those that
I feel that.
let's just leave everybody alone. I mean,
Just
let's
have a
let's
good
comment on
time.
the great stuff they put out, the content they put
Hey,
out, the music they put
yeah,
out, the movies, shows, all those things.
we
But
don't need the drama, is
we
what
don't
you say.
need the drama. No.
I feel that.
I
I feel that.
so I would probably do travel. I think there's a lot that people maybe don't know about and would love to discover, and I would be down to do that.
I think you would. I think you would be awesome at that. You know, the one thing I was thinking about, just a little bonus. 'Cause I have two more rapids. But the one more thing I was thinking about was you being on the red carpet. I think you would be amazing on the red carpet. I really do. I think like at like
Oh,
a FBs or like a sports awards. I think you would be amazing talking to different athletes, coming up with different questions and storylines, and
yeah.
just having really great conversations. I mean, obviously you'll look amazing on the red carpet. There's no question, but you would also be amazing as far as getting stories. I
Oh,
thought that.
thank you. That would be fun. The ESPYs would be amazing. That may be another, if I had to choose one more event to cover in my
Yeah,
top 4 or 5, that would be one of them as well.
I definitely saw that while you were talking about your top four bucket list for sure, for sure. So yeah, no doubt. What sport would you play outside of volleyball that you would dominate in?
Probably basketball. You know, I played a lot of that growing up, but I tore my ACL. And then my body was so worn down all the time, I had to pick, do I want to play volleyball? Do I want to play basketball? And my heart has always lied with volleyball, so that's where we
Right.
went. But I enjoyed playing growing up. So,
Okay. We might have to play some horse then, girl. Get down
hey,
into Texas. I'm down for that.
I'd
Horse,
have to
pig.
knock off the rust, but
I
we
feel
definitely could.
I feel you on that. Now, last one of the rapid fire. Which sport would you absolutely play that you would suck in?
Oh my gosh. You know, it would probably have to be baseball. And I hate to say that. Or
Mm,
hockey.
mm.
Um, yeah, it would have to be one of those.
Wow. Now the hockey one I can kind of understand, but the baseball one, that's a little really. You'd be bad at
Yeah.
baseball?
I don't know that I would be very successful at the plate, you know?
Oh,
Goes back to
okay.
that hand-eye coordination. I don't
Because
know
I'm
if I could
thinking
do it.
in the field, you'll probably be pretty good in the field. So I was thinking maybe you catch the ball, throw the ball. I'm thinking you'll be
I could
good
do,
there.
yeah. I think
But
I'd be able to do that.
yeah.
It's just don't put me in the lineup. Don't put me in the lineup. It's a strikeout every time.
Wow. I love the honesty. I appreciate that, and I really do. I really do. And this has been an amazing conversation of you growing up in Texas, getting to know your background, your why, your story of becoming a sports reporter, you going to West Texas A&M, your mom going to West Texas A&M, you graduating from there, still working in your hometown, which is ultimately very special because a lot of people have to move away and then come
Mhm.
back to their
Right.
hometown to be able to do that. And for you to do that, that's amazing. Goes to show your work ethic and the connections that you made. You've done amazing stories and still doing amazing work. I am a new fan of yours and will
Oh,
definitely be
thank
in
you.
touch with you for sure. My last question to you before I let you go is there anything else you would like to add about yourself, the job, or anything at all before we conclude?
No, I just appreciate you having me on. It's been a great conversation. Always great to have a fellow sports reporter in the house. Getting to talk sports in the industry. I think when you're not in it, you don't understand it. So it's always nice to be around people who understand the grind of it all and, what it takes to do it and all the hardships in between.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's been a great conversation and I appreciate you taking the time to chat with me.
No doubt. I want you to enjoy the rest of your Wednesday and the rest of your week. You and I will most certainly be in touch. You take care, and we'll talk soon.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Chris.
No problem.
Bye.